All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to the SkinCoin WCA coverage here. We got game number 2 now coming at you, HellRaisers versus Kinguin. HellRaisers up 1-0 in this best of 3, and the draft, as you can see, is well underway. I'm BreakyCPK, joined by Trouf once again. Trouf, I asked at the end of the last game, honestly not expecting it, but the idea will we maybe see an Enigma banned, and you know what? Kinguin decides, let's just ban it. We're not going to let them get it instead.
Yeah.
So, interesting start.
Yeah, I think it's fine. It's a comfort hero, of course. Again, they did have a lot of time to counter that pick, but again, if a team is comfortable playing it, then you know that they're comfortable and playing against the counters as well, so you just get rid of it. I think that's fine. And now Team Kinguin goes for a completely different style of draft right now, with 2 of the heroes that they actually had last game being picked up by HellRaisers. Go with a Nyx Assassin and Disruptor. And HellRaisers goes, of course, with a Veno Earthshaker. Nothing wrong with that. Pretty strong combo of heroes to start things off.
Yeah, not surprised to see those two coming out here. Now the 4th ban, Ancient Apparition, a hero that if let through, definitely could have seen picked it up, but they take it away, and instead of HellRaisers, they seem very confident with what they want. They just go quickly into a Shadow Shaman here, not putting much thought into that pick one as soon as that ban came out on Ancient Apparition. So obviously an idea is set for HellRaisers, and out to Kinguin. Pretty quick response from them as they go Magnus now. So 3rd pick Magnus. Both teams seem like they have a good idea of what they want here this draft.
Yeah, we saw a little bit of that last game too, where it's like we have our idea. I mean, some teams pick to counter pick, and then some teams just have a plan and they just go with that plan. For instance, PPD, he always counter picks. His draft is based off of what heroes are picked from the enemy. Not so much. I mean, every once in a while he does come out with a plan, but he's usually a drafter that likes to be a response pick, response drafter, rather than someone with, I'm not going to care about what your team does. Instead, he's like, you have this? All right, well, I want this. You have that? Well, I want that. And then, of course, some drafters just go the completely opposite route. So it looks like both teams are kind of in the latter. I mean, we saw it last game, too, where I can't remember what HellRaisers picked, where it was really quick and it seemed like it didn't matter. But I know for sure that last pick, Lone Druid, was like, no matter what you pick, I'm picking Lone Druid, which I think is a bit of a risky take, especially when you have last pick and you had like, I think, a minute and a half left to go to decide. Yeah. But Magnus is one of those heroes that's pretty much good in every situation. They have a plethora of different one-position cores that they can pick with it that function well with that Empower, Troll, Jug, PA, Void. I mean, the list goes on and on.
And there's a Night Stalker for HellRaisers. He was still on the board. A hero that definitely gets banned very early on, if not picked up in the earlier stage. Point is, we see him as a 4th pick. Pretty rare to be left open by HellRaisers. Understandable why they want it. And there's the like-in response, you can argue, from Team Kinguin.
Yeah, even better now that they have that extended night to deal with, or work with, I should say. So I think that pick is great. I talked about at length last game about how it's good against Venomancer, and HellRaisers have a Venomancer. It's good against Shadow Shaman as well, because yeah, you do have the Shackle, but you're pretty much just delaying your own death. Obviously the Hex is good too, but it's hard to play against a Lycan as those 2 heroes. I do like the Night Stalker pickup, but that does mean it is going to be a core Earthshaker with Night Stalker and Rasta as their cores. Or sorry, that would be fun. Night Stalker and Rasta as their supports. So
get that mid Shadow Shaman here.
It's actually quite good. Mid Shadow Shaman with a Null Talisman hits for like 80 something. It's ridiculous.
Remember the old days? You would go. Well, I'm obviously thinking back at the Han days. The No-Tail Polywog was so iconic that it would be fun to kind of see the Shadow Shaman in that mid roll, but a different game nowadays when it comes to Dota here. So not going to be the case here. He will be a support with the Night Stalker, as mentioned. So Earthshaker on the off lane, Venomancer safe lane if you had to guess. Or, all right, definitely could be the mid, actually. So HellRaisers, they got some options with their final pick. But, yeah, Magnus with that 3rd pick. Now they have Lycan to go with it. I mean, Empower on Lycan, definitely a strong tool as well. But now the question is, do they run Magnus mid or in the off lane here and get maybe another target that can really use that Empower for him at this point? So
I would, the fact that they have a Lycan, I would definitely want to run Magnus off lane. If you had Magnus mid and Lycan as your one, I feel like you're
5 seconds
really early game focused, and you might struggle a bit in the late stage of the game, like when Venomancer gets to level 25, if it gets to that. So I would prefer to see Magnus mid. Now, Empower is nice for Lycan, but it's not like going to help him flash farm. I mean, he already pretty much farms quickly with Wolves as it is, so you don't really need Magnus sitting behind him, constantly empowering him like you do if you had, like, say, a Void or a PA, or something like that. And yeah, they do go with a Death Pro. I like this pickup. Gives them some added push, decent team fight. I think this is a very well-rounded draft for Team Kinguin in terms of they have stuns, they have tower pushing, they can defend with RP and glimpse and things like that. So very well-rounded, well-balanced draft for them. HellRaisers, I like their draft. The only thing is lately I haven't been the biggest fan of like off-lane Earthshaker. I just think it's better as a support right now. It seems to be very easy to shut down in lane. Obviously, he can block for himself, and that's really annoying. But we'll see how well he does. I believe that will be Sexy Bambo playing, the Earthshaker. And they round things off here with a Bloodseeker for themselves.
Yeah, Bloodseeker to match up against Nisha here, you'd figure. I'm playing that Death Prophet. Is there a reason why maybe that would be a good matchup against Death Prophet, you think? Or is it just they like the Bloodseeker here for several options?
Well, it matches up good against DP and lane, but also I think it's more of a counter to the Lycan. If you throw the Rupture onto him, he can't really run around freely and shapeshift without taking tons of damage. So probably for that reason. By the way, this Lycan's like hair is hilarious to me for some reason. It just makes him look so weird.
Yeah, it's just
an old man.
It's like it's gelled up like crazy too. It's just
like
not moving at all. No fluctuation going on there. Now I see what you're saying.
Well, that mace too for Magnus. I know I always look at these cosmetics, but it's because I like have no cosmetics. So when I see them, I'm like, whoa!
It's like maybe I should have some. Yeah, here's some cool ones. On that note, I mean, I think this Earthshaker skin is actually pretty cool. I'm back.
I don't like that totem. I actually do have that totem. I'm not a fan.
All right.
I have the bracers though. The bracers are like staple.
Yeah, I see a lot of those.
I like his little. Are those like straps on the shoulders or whatever? The bells or something. Those look pretty cool.
Those are almost like earrings, I want to say, like hanging off his ears.
I thought that, but I thought that would be kind of weird. Also, Night Stalker looks pretty cool. All right, we got some dank skins.
And we got to pause here. That's why we're sitting at the screen for so long. So, I guess what else is there to talk about? I was thinking you were confident with the Earthshaker in the offlane again. Who's planning? You figure that's going to be the case. Could you have seen Night Stalker offlane? Because I know that has history too, and then instead getting to run Earthshaker in the 4.
You could. The reason why Night Stalker is not that great in the offlane is, like, typically in the offlane, you guys kind of want to just sit there and soak up when the lane's being pushed and take advantage of just, getting experience in farm. But you can't really do that as Night Stalker because once it hits 4 minutes, you feel obligated to run around and do stuff. So if you're parked in the offlane, you're kind of wasting that nighttime. I mean, it could still work. But for that reason, it's like you want to kind of just soak up that experience at a farm, not run around trying to get ganks during nighttime.
All right. Pause on the draft screen, and now pause as we enter the game. Classic pause strats. So HellRaisers, again, they're up 1-0 now going into this second game. Love to finish it off 2-0. Empire currently awaiting in the finals, which at this point is set to take place tomorrow, and it would be a best of 5 as well. There's no advantages or anything. Again, single elimination, so best of 5 set to be tomorrow. Winner of this plays Empire. The loser will face Effect, and at this point it's scheduled to happen later today. In fact, shortly after this series it finishes up here. So $50,000 prize pool pretty much on the line for these 4 teams, and then the 2 land spots as well, which Empire's already claimed, and the winner of this would also claim on top of that. So, again, to reiterate what the teams are playing for. Wards go down. A middle ward placed pretty early from Kinguin here, as Elisa got in there with that smoke and TP. And now going to regroup with the team. They do not have another smoke, though. It's almost setting up as they might have been going for a play there, but not the case. It's at the top lane. Speaking of smoke, they got 4 heroes up here. Maybe going to be able to catch Lycan if he pokes out a little too much. Oh, now they're seen.
Jig is up.
Yep. No go. So that ward spotting them. All the pings come out, and they're going to give up the rune, but now they'll try to maybe steal the bottom rune because of this. Yeah, it's mad.
Yeah, and does look like, yeah, it is going to be that safe lane Bloodseeker and the mid Venomancer.
Okay. Wait, is it? Hold on. 3-3's playing Venomancer.
Yeah, he's going mid. He's got his Wraith Band, Tango shared.
Yes.
So they're just swapping the rules, kind of, but yeah, the players just, okay. So that confused me for a second, but yeah, Kaiser's, you're going to play the safe lane Bloodseeker. Gotcha. And then Bambo.
And
then off lane. Mid lane, though, we could have a big clash here early. Well, they're setting up. Rasta and Night Stalker instead actually just kind of walk on by, and you also see Disruptor's like, all right, now I can't really go, or can they? J4. Thunderstrike, the Impale would be out of range. The Void also came out, disrupting a little bit for Kasor, and now actually Nexus Assassin has to be careful. Rasta going back in, throwing out the Aether Shock. However, now 3-3's in trouble. He gets the first blood. The uphill attack will connect, though, for a return kill. Now Nisha finishes off Rasta as well. We have a true mid-wars here. In the mid lane, the Impale will miss, and that will finally be the end of it. But a 2-for-1 for Kinguin. First blood, though, for Venomancer is the recap.
was it Veno? Or was it, looks like
oh, no, Night Stalker got it.
Milan actually got it. And that actually does make a difference, too, in these little engagements, because he really needs that surge of gold when there's like these weird 3v3 situations going on in mid.
Yeah.
DP definitely benefited a lot from that. So the experience, gets a kill and gets a couple of auto attacks as well, or gets a couple of CS as well. Hits 2 at the end of that engagement as another pause comes out, and he's able to cast a Spirit Siphon on one hero. But one thing about Venomancer in mid is his base damage is not very high. Yeah, he does have some good harass with Poison Sting and Gale and whatnot, and can kind of shove out lanes once he gets more levels in the Plague Ward. But you can see already there's a lot of missed last hits, and he just doesn't hit as hard. Compare that to DP, who hits now after Null and extra damage for 70. Oh, and Howl on top of that, he hits for actually over 80. But poor Venomancer here is sitting at only 53 attack damage, so makes a difference here when you're trying to get as much farm as possible. And he actually already early levels the ward. He recognizes that fact, and he's just going all spam here. So level 2 ward at level 3. You don't typically see this from a solo Venomancer 1v1 situation.
Middle or bottom lane even during all of that, they were diving initially under the Bloodseeker, but then the TPs came out and Kinguin made the decision to actually retreat. They got ran after a little bit, but ultimately nothing much coming of it. The haste turn on Pato, so just whack Rasta a couple times, but dealing a limited damage there. And now this has turned into a 2 versus 2, 2 versus 3 as Nyx Assassin also roams over. So this could actually work out for the dire side. Now, ultimately, Thunderstrike goes up. Going to soften him up a little bit. Kasor going in for the Impale stun. Hits it on Bloodseeker. He still has plenty of life, though. And actually, Kasor's the one that has to be careful. Spiked Carapace. Only level 1. Returns a little bit of a stun there. But just a lot of back and forth pressure coming out instead. At the bottom. No, the hold on Disruptor. In comes Milan. The Void. Not enough damage, though. Pops that magic stick he has. And now Pantos. He actually does a skewer on a Kaiser. Gets him take some tower damage and the Thunderstrike. How much damage is coming up down here? Finally, we see a kill happening as Disruptor did go down to Milan, who decided to dive it, actually. But now he's in a horrible spot. Disruptor coming back in. I think they're going to be getting this turn kill. Yeah, in fact, Disruptor may actually get it. He even glimpses back the Bloodseeker to prevent Nyx and Magnus from also dying. Wow, we have quite the fight at the bottom lane now.
Yeah, Bloodseeker is actually getting a lot of added movement speed and damage, even with just that level 2 thirst, but doesn't have boots yet. So, yeah, he's running quickly, but he's not running like super fast. And if he did have boots, he could maybe catch up on some of these heroes that are quite low. Checking mid right now. Nope, he's full HP. Pretty much full HP in the other opposite lane, so pretty much just has to rely on the low HP of the lane he's in. But he will have boots after one more creep kill, and that'll certainly help his situation here.
And then the all-important nighttime. It's just about to hit 4 minutes. And oh, hey, I'll take a double damage rune, says Night Stalker.
Double damage.
Spawns right in front of him, and he's going to find Disruptor right away. Oh, boy. God, look at that damage. Impale hits. Will that even matter, though? He's going to try to hero block. He just flies right over him. One more attack. He gets it. Yeah, it's like you can't do anything at that point. Welcome to Night Stalker at nighttime.
With a double damage.
With the double damage, sure, that helps. Without that, probably not, but yeah, you get the point.
3-3 taking some damage from Nisha, actually. Has to throw some Plague Words. He will be fine. He doesn't have boots compared to the boots from Nisha. And he might be effectively zoned out of this mid lane for now. He is pushing it up a little bit with his Plague Wards. Does get destroyed right there. And now if he comes back to the lane, it's not going to be favorable for him because it's up on the Nisha's hill. So it looks like he's just going to jungle for now. Maybe give up the mid lane to a support to soak up some experience. But does have some good CS. Doing not too badly for himself considering he did die early on.
Yeah. And we do have the situation where sure the top two belong on the dire side for CS, but you look at the next three and then look at the comparison of Magnus especially. He is way down there compared to the Earthshaker at this point. So obviously favoring HellRaisers from that aspect. And how things will look in as Milan. They're hunting again. They did not see Elisa initially. They see him now, though. Rasta's even here, and Earthshaker. This should at least be a kill on Elisa. Maybe even Lycan. Yeah, he's not level 6 yet either, so the lockdown and disruptor with the shackles. They're trying to put out the damage on a Lycan. Milan running in the Fisher, causing an issue, though. They kind of split their targets.
Yeah.
And so they're not going to get anyone. Elisa, at least maybe get him. Okay, they do. The thwack of the totem will finish the job there. Exotic Deer still has to be a little bit careful, but yeah, they split up a little bit too much there.
It ends up working out somehow, but yeah, I agree with you. I'm not sure why they had Bambo going on Lycan, and then the other heroes going on the Disruptor, and then someone gets glimpsed back, so that was just kind of an awkward engagement. There's an ultimate up from Nisha in mid, trying to pressure this tower as best as he can. There are some low heroes. Yeah, they come back. Exotic Deer trying to get some damage on the sexy Bambo. There is not a glimpse. He just used it. No stun up onto the Nyx just yet either. So now J4 is in a bit of a trouble, a bit of a bind as he runs in there to Ether Shock, but now pays for it with his life. Mid tower does get denied actually from Vandermancer, so nice denying of the gold right there. Kaiser, he's running really quickly. Does have a Rupture as well. He can use it if he wants to. Yeah, Patos just gonna TP out. Forces the TP at least. Now he can just free farm under the tower. And this is actually a wagon wave too, so he can get a lot of damage on this tower if it goes unresponded.
So I was going to bring that up, though, as that top fight then happened, so when it went over there. But, yeah, level 6 was almost on Death Prophet. You had mentioned Venomancer was in the jungle, kind of leaving Death Prophet to be, and I was wondering if he's just going to use that exorcism to push the tower as expected. We see it, and gets it killed. Yes, it was denied, but that's already a mid-tower dead, and it was really about 6.5 minutes into this game here. Now, top lane, they just trap in Nyx Assassin with the Fissure, and Night Stalker here as well. Lycan goes for the ulti form. And with some hard hits, he could definitely get this turn kill on Milan. Nice job with the Enchant Totem. Pulls him back, though. The kinetic field put down as well, but he's skirted out of there with the flying. And he's juking for now, but he's going to be found, and the hit hard for the kill from Lycan. You have Nyx TPing back in. Rasta's here with Shackles, only level 1, though. With the other shock level 2. And Sexy Bambo, he's going to be trapped up in the kinetic field, trying to use the trees to his advantage. But here's Nisha now, as he comes in with the Crypt Storm. The Sucky of the Spirit Siphon, double kill for Exotic Deer, and now J4 also falls as the Crypt Storm connects on him. And Exorcism's up in 10 seconds. I would not be surprised to see that used here as well, but at least Bloodseeker gets to go bottom lane to keep positive for HellRaisers.
Bloodseeker's totally fine with this. He's like, hey guys, keep getting them low. I'll be fine and dandy down here in the bottom lane. But yeah, that's a feels like it's a really fast cooldown on an exorcism. Did he pop like an arcane rune or something last time? Because seems like it's up really, really quickly. Anyway, Bambo trying to keep him at bay. Does have an ultimate here and just one more creep kill. He's trying to time it actually. Trying to walk up and get 6 at the same time. Unfortunately, he's sharing experience with 3 different heroes. Now finally gets it. There's the Echo Slam on a 2. Gets the kill. Nisha trying to run away. Yeah, he does finally get him in the end. Took some time, but he falls, pays for his life as well.
But, I mean, they got 2. They got a little bit of damage on the tower, so yes, they take out Death Prophet, but still a lot of damage done by Kinguin there. If they got Lycan as well, then that would have really set it over the edge for HellRaisers. But, yeah, nice play from Sexy Bambo. He managed to just get level 6 and get off the Echo Slam to at least set up that kill. But Bloodseeker, definitely the good note here for the Radiant side, if anything. It's not only getting that kill, but he's doing very well at this bottom lane, and he's gonna see Patos again. He throws up the rush for the Blood Ray. He got the Shrinies out of this, so he won't get the kill, but the immediate Shrine and Death Prophet now ports bottom, as if he wants to push this lane here. But Exorcism still has another 70 seconds, so I don't think that's coming. Although,
yeah, you could see the timing of Bambo. He was trying to run up and just run in and try to get one last creep kill experience, but unfortunately he was sharing it with 2 heroes, so his plan didn't go the way he wanted to. He actually gets a Fissure block. It's kind of an awkward placement. It does end up blocking Lisa's H. Milan gets vision of it as well. They actually, oh my god, are they going to let him go? Bambo needs one more auto attack. That kinetic field keeps him at bay for now. Lisa's trying to outplay. There is a stun in 2 more seconds, making them work for it, as they do have the extra vision. But boy, that was a lot harder than it really needed to be. So, space creator or something.
Yeah, and he TP's out in time. By the way, I was watching the bottom lane. Lycan ulti forms. He ended up killing the courier. And they were also trying to run down others down here, but just a little bit too much. Bloodseeker makes it out of there, and now he makes his way to the middle lane, but that's an awkward glimpse. Not really doing a whole lot. Rupture applied to Disruptor. He gets the Static Storm down, though, and Bloodseeker's definitely falling here. So not sure. That just seemed a little uncoordinated, really on both sides to an extent, but
that's a Gale on 3. I know it's a level 1 Gale, but it's still a Gale on 3. And a lot of these heroes are very low and very slowed. Level 10 now. Patos, I mean, when this Bloodseeker respawns, he's going to be super fast. And oh no, he misses the deny. I'm not sure if he had the Gale on him still, but I mean, he was showing the auto attack, so he could have denied. But
oh my gosh, he almost dies himself too. He had to use a stick the last second. Yeah, it looked like he was attacking, going for the attack animation. He just mistimed it, honestly, onto the deny attempt. So yeah, you're right. Definitely do not underestimate that, especially with the poison sting up of level 4, dealing a lot of damage over the time there. So Bloodseeker, he kind of recovers, just heads back towards the bottom. I was going to say, well, what is he going for? He's going for the Hand of Midas, it looks like.
Mid, DP could be in some trouble. It has no TP, and will be stunned out, voided out here from the Night Stalker. Double damage onto him in the Veno. Nyx does come up in the mid lane to try to prevent any further initiation. Bambo is in the right place, right time.
Yeah, you're in that awkward spot, though. They're trying. Oh, the Echo Slam does not hit. That was an ambitious reach. Now, they will kill him with the Blood Right still. As Skewer forward to the Kaiser, but Kaiser almost thanking him for that. The Rupture is still up on K-Sor, but he's sitting in Vendetta. They do put a sentry down, and now they see him, though, and he realizes that. He's going to try to run. That's not going to work. He goes down. Double kill for Kaiser. I was going to say, though, previously, they were in that awkward spot. They didn't want to get too close to Death Prophet for the Spirit Siphon. And then finally they kind of did, so he healed up, and yeah, kind of Earthshaker panicked there, it seemed like. But they still get it, and they get the middle tower kill on top of that. So crazy game, 22 Earth kills at 12 minutes, and maybe a 23rd at least, though. The Static Storm will prevent him from dying at least, as he TPs away to safety. So, but we got to really look at it. Okay, so how's the game looking here, developing? The items coming out. Venomancer, Veil of Discord is actually finished. So that's going to be delivered, and he has a Blink queued up next. So he's going to be going for called the dive bomb build here.
It works really nicely with Bloodseeker, because similarly to like AA, they get really low, and AA can finish him off. Well, for Venomancer, he gets him really low, and then that gives Bloodseeker the added movement speed and damage. So it's actually a really nice build to go along with the Bloodseeker pickup. Bloodseeker's going for a Midas, which I'm not really a fan of. I think he can just go either straight Radiance or like some kind of fighting item, but what wants that extra gold? What also is interesting to me is that he had this like completed magic wand in his inventory back at base for like 4 minutes now, and he already has a full inventory, so he's gonna have to sell something anyway. So it's kind of weird accumulation of gold here for items as Kaiser's doing.
Yeah, he's
still on the courier going back to base, and okay, now it finally goes up to him, but he's going to have to sell something. And then on top of that, he's going to have to sell a second thing for his Midas.
Uh-oh, 3-3's in trouble. He cannot get his Poison Nova off. Yes, he can. He was silenced up initially. He finally gets it off, so hits multiple heroes. But the Exorcism used, and they're going to take out the Tier 2. I mean, HellRaisers trying to get in here to at least prevent it from actually falling. Kaiser leading the way, has that Rupture. Just going to throw it on a Blood Right to spam out the creep wave, and that should be enough to deter them.
that, though. He's up to 650 movement speed as a result of this Venomancer ulti.
True.
Spinning him out, Nisha, he's going to actually heal as he's TPing. Doesn't matter, he gets hexed. Doesn't matter, get hexed. And J4 stops him in his tracks.
Yeah, that would have been really clutch if they didn't have a stopper right there, but they did. So no go for the Death Prophet in the end. Yeah, you are right about Bloodseeker. What I was thinking is, wait, did he change his mind or? No, he actually finished the Hand of Midas. It's coming out now. So yeah, what is he? His inventory really is cluttered here. He's probably going to have to get rid of the Quelling Blade at this point.
Nice done.
I was wondering if up here they are fighting, aren't they? Batos, that's an Echo Slam to get that kill at least. So now Milan's in a bad spot though. Has that flight, going to put the silence up on a Nyx Assassin. That will not do enough, however, for getting away. So they take out him at least in return. Got the one kill though. Buying more room, distraction, whatever you want to look at. I was thinking of like a Blade Mail on Bloodseeker this game. Feels like it could have been decent.
Oh, very good against the DP. Kind of like makes him kill himself with the ghosts. I agree. I would have much preferred to see a Blade Mail than a Midas. But anyway, he's got it. Here's some action as Lisa's here. Taking that Rupture damage. 1, 2, 3. Gets the kill. I hear an RP off to the side as well. Right onto a Shrine and onto 3 heroes.
Yeah, skewered up on the ledge as Rasta. They kill Bloodseeker. But Rasta is going to be able to TP out. Yeah, that was really awkward. Really kind of two different fights happening there. Just happened to be nearby. But Bloodseeker dies for Disruptor. So again, a big picture. You're liking what happened there if you're Kinguin. Sexy Bamboo. Oh boy, they spot him. He's going to try to run. No blink though or anything. He's just hiding behind this one tree. That ain't going to work. Mask of Madness Lycan will beat him down. Maybe.
Space created, making him work for it.
That's finally. Sure. Even the Destruction helps him, or Glimpse.
The skewer was a really nice idea, but unfortunately they don't all fit on that cliff.
No.
And only the Rasta got up there and he actually just TP'd out. He's the one that lived, believe it or not, of all those heroes.
Well, we're not done just yet, though. It's been about 30 seconds. Let's have some more fighting. Disruptor gets away, barely. He might actually end up dying in the backlines. Yeah, the poison does take him down. Poison Nova going off. Speaking of that, Blood Rat coming out as well. The Ward Trap onto the Nyx Assassin, Lycan. Also got hit by the Rupture, and that's what you stressed from the beginning of the draft. Or in the draft, that's huge against Lycan for that reason right there. He just cannot run away in that ulti form.
Nope, you cannot. And so that bounty, hefty bounty, goes the way of Kaiser playing the Bloodseeker. And fly over the woods right there, Milan, as it hits daytime. So nice timing for him as darkness fades. Ulti coming out from Nisha. Some damage coming out as well. Silence onto 2. And that will be a dead Bloodseeker, I do believe.
Yeah, he's not living through that. So this game, though, I just don't know what to make of what's going on right here. I mean, I guess overall, HellRaisers is kind of winning the exchanges, sort of. I mean, Kaiser another death, going a little bit too deep, so kind of getting caught up and just wanting to constantly fight here, and maybe doing a little bit too much of it.
There is a blink now, freshly purchased on the Bamboo, and that's going to be extremely good for him, considering, too, that he's so close to level 12. So he almost has his blink timing at the same time he has level 2 ulti. So that ult's going to do a ton of damage. He does just reveal the fact that he has blink. I mean, it's 17.5 minutes. They know that it's pretty much coming out. I don't think you're really going to surprise anybody at this point. Just wants to get his farm up. Really wants to get that level 2 ulti if he can for the next engagement.
Yeah, Bloodseeker. Yasha now picked up. So, the Hand of Midas. Currently off cooldown, actually. I need to use that as he runs out the bottom lane. Middle lane, Milan. I was going to say, do they have a glimpse? But they use it late. Here comes Yakusan with that new blink dagger of his. They get 1, they get 2. Oh, Sexy Bamboo. He was walking on over and eventually got close enough to make that kill happen. So they kill a couple of the supports and shows off that blink as just mentioned. And he got there. Man, Night Stalker's getting very close to an axe already, too. He already has 2 of the components, including the point booster. Well, he needs 2,000 more gold.
Well, 11, too. Has some really nice levels. Questionable TP at the end there from Disruptor. I mean, he was 100% dead. As very, very low Magnus up here. That's going to be very, very speedy Bloodseeker. I hear Rasta Ward's placed down. They're actually in the mid lane as they're trying to pressure that. There is a DP ulti up. Not actually for another 27 seconds, so... See, Bamboo does have, oh, I'm lagging here a little bit. He does have a little bit of mana with a Soul Ring if he wants to jump in, but no Echo, of course.
3-3 blinked into the trees there for a second and kind of panic reaction, but they get him out. And the middle tier 2 will stay alive, though. Death Prophet killing those off slowly but surely. And actually, you look at Death Prophet's items now, the Yules, the Defiance, the Medallion. I mean, he's become pretty beefy already at this point of the game and is working towards that pipe, which, of course, is going to be great this game. Earthshaker, Venomancer especially, etc. And they're going to smoke up, actually, is the dire side. All together and move towards the bottom. The Radiants scan up here. They don't see anybody with it. And so maybe can get some kind of catch. Night Stalker, one of the possible candidates. Kaiser would be another great one in Bloodseeker. But it seems like he's going to go up instead, and so they might just now push tier 2 bottom. We'll see if they commit the exorcism to this, because probably not necessary. And with the way fights have been happening in this game, I almost want to see you want to hold it here if you can.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to use it. That tower is totally dead. Maybe save it for an engagement up top. They'd like to have this Magnus set up with his Blink RP, if possible. We'll see. The Nyx Assassin, I'm just trying to call him Nyx because I don't know how to really say his name. As he does initiate here onto Bambo. This should be a kill onto Earthshaker. He does have a Shadow Amulet trying to do some shenanigans here. I think he will fall, though. Nicely tried. They didn't have to work for it. But he's dead for 40 seconds. There's going to be a queue for DP to use his ultimate. And here they go to try to push the high ground.
Rasta, wards up in 5. He wants to use them top and then pour back, I'm guessing. So J4's waiting for it. Anyway, 3-2 jumps in a big poison over, hits multiple heroes. Did he go too far, though? He's in trouble. No, yes, he did. He goes down. RP in the backlines, catches a couple more targets, including Bloodseeker. And the Spirit Siphon on top of him. They do kill Elisa with that poison. They're also going to take out Magnus now. And Kaiser, you see how fast he is running after Kaiser. Gets the kill on him. Exotic Deer now running back onto Kaiser. And the Sucky will be enough for a double kill of Exotic Deer. Milan flies back into the base. There's a buyback on Venomancer. Now Exotic Deer, did he overextend? It's just a back and forth game of who's going to go too far. And this time it's Lycan. Went a little bit too far. The armlet toggle. He's doing a hell of a job staying alive here, but oh my God, these toggles, man, finally goes down. In the long run, though, but yeah, I want to say
buyback. Veno. That's pretty big, costly buyback for Veno. So yeah, he's not going to get a lot of gold here as he's getting some last hits with the reduction. Finally gets it taken off, but also some weird TPs on heroes that are clearly going to not TP out, as we saw there at the end there from Lycan. But yeah, he did have some pretty baller armlet toggling there.
Rasta, as I mentioned, as that fight was starting, he did drop the wards top and did actually kill the tower for the team too. So he is level 11. Actually, as I mentioned that, he hits level 12. And so I'm sure those Rasta wards, he'll put that level 2. Now that good to go. Middle lane, they find a free kill on Disruptor. Nyx Assassin nearby. Doesn't have any time to open, though, and so Night Stalker that much closer to his axe. Already has 1,100 gold saved up. It's 2,000, of course, in total to actually finish it. And they're going to pressure tier 2 middle. They should be able to easily get this. Already taking so much damage. Bloodseeker also looking for that rupture target nearby. But Kinguin's not going to give it to them. So, yeah, these RPs of Magnus, I mean, that last one was decent. It was just pretty deep in the base as well and kind of forced the team to try to go uphill into help.
I don't know if he like already used his skewer, but like he RP'd in front of himself and then he walked around very, very slowly and he just didn't even look like he wanted a skewer. So I'm not sure if it was off cooldown or what, or if he was just kind of like a little bit slow on the follow up there. But regardless, it was a little bit awkward. And in fact, actually out of the entire engagement, HellRaisers is up 4K, so they actually gained a little bit. And now they're taking Roshan with his wards. They're pinging it out, so they're saying, all right, you go Roshan, we'll take your base. But this Roshan's dying very, very quickly, and I think they're going to be able to take Roshan and defend. A Sexy Bambo, he TP's back. He has an Echo Slam ready to go. There will be a DP ulti. It's level 3 ulti as well, so it's going to do a lot of damage. The Aegis of the Immortal does go up to Kaiser. He has a BKB, and 500 gold if he can somehow sell stuff.
He just runs in. He walks up with the Echo Slam with the Invis right there. However, the silence comes out, but the Static Storm responds, and now Sexy Bambo may die because of that. The Exorcism also doing work. The RP hits a couple of heroes, gets hexed up immediately. Bloodseeker barely alive, gets away. 3-3 will fall, though, and he does not have a buyback, remember. Nisha going deep, however, getting low herself. Bloodseeker helping to come back in and actually gets finished off by Nightstalker there. Skewer forward on Rasta. He kind of stops pretty quickly, but he is going to be sucked down with the Spirit Siphon, the Crypt Swarm, and the Suck, and Kaiser, yes, the Aegis will be activated as a result of that. This Tier 3 body, you mentioned it's a level 3 Exorcism, and boy, is it showing off. Finally wears off there as she heals up to full. Kaiser, is that going to be a cue for him to maybe go in now? The Rupture is on cooldown. Used it earlier in the fight, Lycan. Dying to it. Milan, he's just going to toy with them a little bit. Currently Darkness active, and not going to be able to get the racks killed right there, but that opening from Earthshaker, it almost seemed too quick with how quickly they win, and HR didn't seem exactly ready to assist him at that point.
Well, also, this Bloodseeker's built, and he finally has BKB, but he just can't even... I mean, he had like 700 movement speed, and he can't go into the DP because the DP just kills him. I agree that maybe Radiance isn't like optimal because you're up against a Nyx, but his item build is... Well, it has up to this point has not been working for him. Now he finally has the BKB, but that doesn't solve the problem of the DP Ghost just trucking you down. As you mentioned, I would have maybe liked to see a Blade Mail or something, but action here, glimpse up onto Earthshaker. He's going to try to TP out of this one, as it will not actually cancel himself. And here we go. This Blood Right's going to be a really nice one, though. He actually gets it onto 2 heroes. That DP could be falling.
She does have the Rupture on him as well. She's a tanky target, though, especially with that Spirit Siphon. Not going to be enough. She does go down. Lycan, meanwhile, he's running after Kaiser. Kaiser will fall. That huge crit comes out from the Shapeshift Lycan. You see that big damage, 700 plus, but now he's had a Shapeshift for him, and he's in trouble. Elisa going to try to assist with the Kinetic Field. 3-3 jumps in, though, Poison Nova, and they definitely have a kill Lycan right here. He's going to Armlet toggle, maybe get denied if anything. No, he does explode. J4 is now running from Magnus. RP is ready to go again. We'll see if he's able to have that come into play. They did finish off 3-3, though, but Disruptor now goes down 2, and Milan. It is daytime, running after K-Sor. See the spiked Carapace. Going to reflect, stun him up for now. Can he keep close enough? The offensive urn, that should be it. These urns. Back and
Battle
forth
of the
right
urns. Boy, the big winner here is Nightstalker. He's the top level on his team. He's level 18. He's got his axe as well, so doing very, very well for himself. But yeah, we just need to see some more items. Now he goes for the Blade Mail here for Bloodseeker. A bit late in my opinion, but it's still nonetheless a very, very good item against these ghosts. So he needs this Blade Mail. He needs armor as well. I mean, the damage, you saw that lucky crit. Oh man, if he doesn't get that crit, not only does he live by a potential Blood Rage kill that boosts his HP, but that Lycan would die without killing anybody. So very lucky 730 damage crit there at the end. But it was funny to see that Bloodseeker was literally outrunning the ulted, the shapeshifted Lycan just because of how low of all the heroes were on the side of Kinguin.
That is some fun synergy when you do think about it with the Venomancer. As you pointed out, I mean, they're getting everyone low because of the Poison Nova naturally and the Poison Sting, so it just boosts up his move speed like crazy. 31 to 24 hero kills. It does continue to be a lead for HellRaisers. We're back to around a 4,000 net worth lead. It's pretty much most of the game ever since about the 10-minute mark. It's been in their favor, and they're going to smoke up here and go for another play. Now, it's not nighttime, but Darkness is ready. And nighttime is in about 40 seconds here. There's the Darkness. Batos going to be found first. Earthshaker throws a Fissure Stun out. The follow-up enough. They even packs in silence. However, Static Storm going down from Disruptor. They're going to save Magnus for the time being. The Wards will throw down as well, but Nisha, he pops the Exorcism and running right back at them. You see Nisha, he picked up his own Blade Mail right there, activating it. Kaiser just simply trying to run throughout the Rupture. It looks like going to like it again. And yeah, he kind of has to stand there because of that. J4 is getting low. They killed Magnus. That's so far the only death. J4 is kiting away for the next assassin, but speaking of kite, Nisha's being massively kited and runs back in with the Blade Mail, and 3-3's taking care of it. Ends up dropping Death Prophet. Only 2 kills in that fight, but both in favor of HellRaisers.
That's that Blade Mail. Really nicely played there by 3-3. As I still see Kaiser just running around with such high movement speed, but he's not able to actually initiate onto anybody. He's just really, really scared. Has his Midas off cooldown. Can use it on a big Centaur. He's close to his Blade Mail as well. But at the very least, you do see him negating the ultimate of exotic deer, as we are being pointed out that the enemy shrine is at 100% HP. Very nice to know.
Thank you, admin person. No, yeah, it is kind of funny almost seeing the blessing, but at the same time, he did essentially take Lycan out of that fight completely too. So it kind of forced Death Prophet to just fight on her own, almost as the supports were just trying to live themselves, being run down by Nightstalker. It's just a very chaotic fight. I know I've been using that term a lot, but it's just no different here, all over the place. But once he gets that blade mail, that will be, again, in fact, he has it now. So he has that. He's going to feel a lot more comfortable. Doesn't want to just go YOLO into the exorcism, but as far as fighting around it, because you can tell these last couple of fights, he just really wants to stay away from that idea. This is interesting. Nyx Assassin is on him. Does have, that's Disruptor. There's the Glimpse. Static, oh, no, he pops a BKB. So he's just going to keep on running. Meanwhile, back in the middle lane, Patos is getting low. Not able to finish the job, though, as Lycan runs in that ulti for him. Guy's just making his way over, but it's going to be so late. 1,000 damage crit coming out to finish off Earthshaker up here. See, Nightstalker is going to be killed off, too. So, pretty deep dive even for the Magnus. Ends up backfiring for 2 kills. For Kinguin here.
Yeah.
Now they're going to run.
They didn't have Echo Slam up onto the Earthshaker when they were going for that, and Bloodseeker wasn't nearby, I don't think. So, a little bit of a interesting overstep there. They will have the Echo Slam when he respawns, and I'd like to see a bigger one, quite frankly. I mean, the last fight, he used it at the very end on a solo Mag, when Mag was at like 100 HP, because he just really wanted to make sure he didn't get that ultimate, so that was nice at least. But we'll see if he can get some kind of big ult here, as Nisha does pop the ultimate, very, very tanky. It looks like they might just get the tower back. There is no Night Stalker for 18 seconds.
Yeah, get the outer tower here. And as you said, no point to really force the issue. Roshan, 40 seconds before he could spawn, and then probably going to be a little bit longer, of course, after that. So in between the next minute or two or so. And get him to try to maybe ward up the area, which it looks like that's exactly what they're doing. Nyx Assassin gets a ward over here to the left in the lane area. Falling back with the Exorcism, ideally, once that Exorcism is back up, perhaps then try for a Roshan attempt. But you see the Radiant team kind of going in, almost thinking like that could have been a possibility, but obviously, as we see, that's not the case. Instead, they're smoked up now, though, and hunting for somebody. Does Nightstalker have a gem yet? No, he does not. So this Nyx Assassin gonna expose him. Maybe Dust? Anything? Nope. There's a Dust finally coming out, but Earthshaker jumps in. It's a very deep dive. The Blood Ray is not going to hit on Disruptor. The 4-step away. The Skewer forward. Rupture's put up on a Magnus, but he already did his job, really. Catches Frost out, and now Nightstalker also is on trouble. Venomancer went pretty deep right there, trying to assist. Now Kaiser again. You just see how fast he's running. At 800 movement speed, they do lose Magnus in the long run, but Milan, he has to escape out of here now. Flight in 4. Does have stick charges. He should be able to make his way out. Going to be Yulesed up. Kaiser running back in, actually. They're going to go for a turn kill here onto Nisha. Will they have enough damage? They do. Down goes Death Prophet, but the laugh is definitely real for Kinguin as they get the double kill on Exotic Deer, that cleave of the Empower. Oh my gosh.
It's doing work, and you see that. He's literally running around at 800 movement speed, but the physical damage from Lycan, and just when your BKB's out, you have to be careful of Nyx stuns and glimpses and Death Prophet. Like, he just can't do anything in these fights. So yeah, it counters the Rupture is nice against the Lycan Shapeshift, but the damage output is just so high from Exotic, or sorry, from just Kinguin in general. Bloodseeker, you can't go in these fights, even with the Venomancer ulti taking everyone down. So they need some kind of different item build. They need to make sure they coordinate their ganks with these Echo Slams. I mean, this is a number of times now where it seems the Echo Slam is going, and they're just not ready for follow-up. The Blood Right came out, but it was too late. The Force Staff was already there to save the Disruptor. So they're just not coordinating their ganks well, not executing these fights on the same page, it seems.
Yeah, that last fight especially, I do feel like that was a little bit on the Earthshaker. As great as that Echo Slam initiation was, there was no way the team was going to be able to follow it up nearly in time. I mean, he has the plate to get over the ledge. No one else, I guess technically Venomancer does, and maybe that was the idea for him to jump in too, but clearly something disrupted that, and We saw the counter RP coming out, and he just went so deep, and it was really trying to force a fight right there, especially with Bloodseeker not even being there in the first place. So missing out on a chance. Kinguin takes advantage. They now have the 2,000 net worth lead, but again, we're not going to slow things down either. This means another fight could potentially take place here in the middle. You see the Wolves are scouting out the Radiant side. Seeing where they're at. The RP whiffed right there. The good reaction. Now here's a response. Magnus, he takes a Hess. Static Storm on a Night Stalker. Hal's going to be used. Magnus still alive a little bit longer. 4-step over the ledge, and he'll actually survive in the long run. Although the Rupture's put up on him. He needs to Blade Mail now. Yeah, they do kill him. But Kaiser, can he really get away? It doesn't look like it. He did not have nearly enough speed that time, so he does go down back to the middle lane. Rasta, he's being taken care of by the Nyx Assassin. Exorcism up, of course, on to Death Prophet. There's that Blade Mail from 3-3. But the Yule's thrown up, and Venomancer, he's going to fall. Bloodseeker's dead for 55 seconds, by the way, with no buyback. J4 gets picked off, and now we're probably going to see Kinguin trying to break into the actual base here. Look at the bottom lane. Milan's coming in. Oh, they killed Disruptor. Never mind, they're going to go for Roshan. That makes more sense, actually.
Yep, and Nisha's going to take it as Deer has the lifesteal, of course, and good chunk of damage. He actually just pops his Shapeshift for crit because he does have an Arcane Rune. So he's going to have that extra added damage, and they will take Roshan very, very quickly. If they do decide to go high ground right now, they do also have Echo Slam on the side of HR. They didn't use that last fight, so I think it was still on cooldown or something. They do have that working for them at least. But whether this is a draft issue in terms of that Bloodseeker just can't do anything in this game in general, or item build issue or what, but regardless, he's just, we're not seeing him do anything in these fights. He's a little bit underleveled. I mean, whether he's underleveled or Milan is just having a hell of a game. I mean, he's level 21. Maybe he's soaking up those tomes or something, but yeah, we're not seeing too much out of this Bloodseeker, unfortunately.
And he's almost just basically turned into a Rupture bot now, especially going the Ags next. That he has queued up right here. And this isn't a team, though, that can afford that, because the Venomancers, he didn't go a right-click, but like they literally have no late game at this rate. They basically only have a window for another maybe like 5 minutes or so, it seems like. And they need to win the next fight or two, and or else it's just absolutely going to be an easy victory for Kinguin moving forward here. So they've committed themselves at this point to the strat.
That's a good point, that like, he's a Rupture bot, but you have no other physical damage on your team. So when you Rupture someone, typically you want them scared. You need someone to threaten them with like, hey, if you stay here, I'm going to hit you. But there is no one that's really that threatening. I mean, if you just Rupture someone, you Rupture a Lycan even in ulti form, you can't go run up and kill him because you have DP ulti to worry about. You have the massive auto attacks from Lycan with Empower. So they have no one to really threaten with that. So that is a good point.
See, at the top, I love how this Wolf has literally just been following Kaiser, by the way, this whole time on top of him. So Lycan is having it follow, and they know exactly where he is. As sneaky as he may be trying to be, pushing out the top lane right there. But now they're pinging him out. Maybe going to try to cut him off. Kesor on Nyx Assassin. Can he catch up to him? Has an impale ready. You also see Magnus nearby. Oh, they're definitely going to catch him. Oh, he missed the stun with a spiked carapace, but it doesn't matter. Here's the oh, that will matter. RP does connect, but he got the BKB off, so
that'll be fine actually. Oh, maybe not. Some nice body blocks as Kaiser will be taking some damage, and yeah, he will fall, so it does matter. But it did take a lot. They also popped the DP ulti. In the meantime, they did get a kill on Disruptor before he cast his ultimate. But there is an ultimate ready to go on the Lycan, so he's ready to go and fight. He's got BKB, Cheese. Don't think they can push high ground with this DP ulti being off cooldown. Or on cooldown, I should say, but I'm sure they're happy with what transpired.
Yeah, getting that pick. Again, having the Wolf following.
Oh, can he kill the courier? Can he kill the courier? Oh, no. He spotted himself. There is a gem onto him, so he's got to be very, very careful. Of course, he does have that added vision in nighttime, but you do not want to lose that gem.
He's going to run the direction of where the courier was going. Maybe get on the back end right here, but the Octarine core does deliver to Death Prophet, so if he kills the courier now, it'll still be nice, but it would have been better if he got it with the item. So here you go. Yeah.
Courier has been killed.
He does stick around long enough to actually kill it. TP in from Disruptor. Not going to be able to catch up to him, though. So Night Stalker does make his escape. But yeah, Octarine Core and Death Prophet now. She's getting to a spot of unkillable.
Yeah, there's a heart, full completed heart onto Lycan as well. As he drops his boots in his backpack. Was looking for a solo kill onto the Rasta. And he does have that level 25 talent, so he's got pretty much, you know, his ultimate always on. Oh, I heard an Echo Slam. This time it's on to the Nyx. So they do get his gem, but that is a Nyx assassin that you now used. Oh, wait, he didn't use Echo Slam.
No.
Why did I say Echo Slam? It sounded like it for some reason. Anyway, he still has that.
No, they just saw him roaming around right there, checking it out. But you look at Lycan. He kind of wants to go back in. He pops the shapeshift and running back at them, realizing, okay, that's not going to work. Rupture is still ready. In the back lines, Disruptor. Static Storm, they catch Night Stalker. Kaiser runs in. The RP on 2, though, skewers him backwards into this cleave auto attack. Oh, no. Night Stalker goes down. Bloodseeker as well. And Exorcism's up in 15 seconds, by the way, for Death Prophet.
Oh, man. Did you see what happened? Bloodseeker thought he got glimpsed, but it was the Night Stalker. So Bloodseeker BKB'd for nothing. He BKB'd for a glimpse that wasn't on him. And then he kind of stood around expecting to go back into the glimpse, but it wasn't him. And then he got RP'd. That was very unfortunate.
Yeah, I was also waiting for the Rupture to maybe come into Lycan as he ran up right there too, but also not
He thought he got glimpsed. He didn't get glimpsed.
Guess so, yeah. Just kind of playing around something that wasn't really there in the first place. So there's that Exorcism, Tier 3 tower. All have buybacks, but again, it's that spot if they really want to at this point. They're so close to resurrecting. Probably going to be lost racks no matter what. In fact, Earthshaker. Okay. Yeah, Ghost Scepter will save him for now. So good use right there, but there's the top racks. And the resurrections will start to come out now. So they're pretty content on just giving that up at that point. Up at the top lane. They don't lose any more, at least, if you're this Radiant side. But again, it goes back to the idea that this is just a losing fight at this point, it seems like, for HellRaisers. You know what they need to do? Kinguin needs to go to Roshan. HellRaisers just needs to win that fight and then win the game shortly after. That would kind of fit the theme of this event here.
Yeah, so. Along with a long pause and something like that. But yeah. Earthshaker puts out a stun on Nyx, but Nyx should be fine. Has retrieved the gem as well, so that's nice for him. Level 25 up on the DP, as he will get both those talents are actually quite good. But he'll probably get the spirits. This is just so much damage.
Yeah, again, it feels like he's kind of been unkillable as of late, and we haven't really seen him have to deal with too much damage since having that Octarine core, but I imagine it's not going to be too scared about dying here at this point. So even more spirits, more push, more threat in these fights. Try to finish. Exotic Deer calls for the go. Smoke up. They were not seen. Lycan has 5,100 gold. He's working on an AC, but figuring they don't need it. Okay, the Rupture bot's online. Bloodseeker does have the Ags now. At least picked up. So has a couple of those. Jump in. Here we go. Kasor gonna be hexed up. The glimpse on a Night Stalker brought him back. The RP, solo RP on just Shadow Shaman, and he gets 4 staffed away actually from the skewer. So really not the best. Rupture is applied on a couple of targets, and both the cores it looks like. There's a lockdown on Death Prophet though. He's not moving for the time being because of that, but he doesn't really have to. Meanwhile, Lycan in the back line just simply surviving. Nisha, that Rupture is still on him. He eats the cheese though. Rupture wearing off to the blade mill. Almost ends up killing it, but it does not. He stays alive. Lycan does go down way over here, however. So back over to Death Prophet. Nisha. Oh man, that Spirit Siphon just barely. Finally, he will go down though. Night Stalker, I believe that was the Urn kill to finish the job. And actually, HellRaisers wins that fight. Those were perfect Rupture targets. And mixed with an RP only on a solo Rasta, I think is what kind of the big deals that fight.
Yeah, and I didn't see what the Earthshaker initiated onto, but wow, Earthshaker has an Blade, and I saw the Lycan running after him, and he just kind of wasted all his time running after the Ghost Sceptered, well, Bladed Earthshaker, and a Sexy Bambo gets a kill with help of Milan down there, and now that's actually 3 gems now. There's one on the ground, one on Milan, and one on the Earthshaker, so gems galore. I also saw something drop down over here. Yeah, his Orb of Venom gets pinged out. Not a big deal. But what a swing, man. I mean, that was with cheese as well. That blade mail did so much damage to TP. Don't think he was expecting it to do that much.
Maybe that's the downside of going the 8 spirits, right? Like, technically against a blade mail, that's...
Well, and I'm not sure, but I was watching him meticulously, and he was not leveling up his 8 spirits at the beginning. And I'm pretty sure he leveled it up before he actually cast the ulti, but he was waiting a long time to do so.
Okay.
There's a slight chance he actually didn't level it up before he cast the ultimate, but I'm pretty sure he did. Anyway, Skewer back on the Kaiser, forces out the BKB. Nice stun in here from Earthshaker to help out his buddy. But there will be some respawns on the course here in about 2 seconds. As you can see, the desperation of Nyx trying to keep the fight going along.
Yeah.
As he blinks forward, tries to Yules, keep people. There's a TP here onto the Lycan as he TPs to the Shrine. No mana yet for the Ghost Scepter, and he has Force Staff on cooldown for 3 seconds. Auto attacks, 1 more second on the cooldown when he tries to force back into the Roche pit, but the damage is too high as 1 gem is on the deck.
That's 80 seconds also for Earthshaker. No Echo Slam threat. So now Dire Team has a big opening themselves. Obviously, you see Lycan, speaking of that talent, he went the plus 15 second duration, of course, so that shapeshift form, it's only 15 more seconds before it's back off cooldown, just wearing off there. And then you have Death Prophet. BKB is actually almost finished on her. Over here, Milan. That's Milan and J4 even. Finding Disruptor. Getting her free kill. Going to go for the quick TP out. And nope. The skewer just hit in time. So J4, he'll fall for this. Makes a distraction though. And if you're HellRaisers, that's really what you got to work off of this game is just distracting, opening up room, I guess, for your Bloodseeker to go his own F-Blade, apparently. Apparently that's proven to be a pretty popular item this game. I already mentioned Earthshaker with it, but I guess that's their way to deal with both the damage output of the Exorcism and Lycan, also just some return burst. Try to kill them.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's kind of weird that he just has his casual Yasha this whole game, but I guess he needs these other items. Obviously the Axe is extremely important. But Roshan will be falling here, as that's going to be Aegis for Nisha, Cheese for Exotic Deer. He's probably going to want to throw his treads in his backpack and pick up that full AC. This Kaiser, he's being scouted out right now. Can he BKB TP if he needs to? No, he can't because there's an RP, so I'm pretty sure this is a dead Bloodseeker. Yeah, they even just use the RP just to ensure that kill. As he crits him at the very end, of course.
Yeah.
1075.
Show you what I can do. Right there, so yep.
I'm surprised he's not buying this Assault Caress right now. He definitely has enough gold for buyback plus that. There we go. Now he starts to buy it. Okay.
Nice. 40 gold short of a buyback, but we'll have that here. There's the buyback on a Bloodseeker. Oh, Nisha's a little too far up. Nyx Assassin gonna have to help. The Hex comes out, blood right. Static Storm will also stall them quite a bit, but the Rupture is on Death Prophet, so she's in an awkward spot right now. Slowly moving out, has a Yules in 5. There's a Fissure. Do they die for this? She has the Aegis, remember. Got another 4 staff, and she will actually stay alive with that supporting cast nearby. So they cannot get the Aegis spent.
And they don't want to waste this. They're going to have her actually back up, heal up, applying urns. She's using the Spirit Siphon. Maybe can even Shrine up there if they want to. She's also very close to her own heart, but she'll need to wait out the Aegis to actually use that because she's got full items. But yeah, AC now up on the Lycan. He's got both his armlet and his power treads in his backpack, as well as a cheese.
As that ready to eat. Milan continuing to be the vision bot that he is, so doing a good job of that at least. Ooh, that Impale. And managed to miss both those heroes. Going back on the Nyx Assassin. Meanwhile, the middle push. Hex up on a Death Prophet. Echo Slam. That kind of hit Nyx Assassin. The Rupture's on him as well. The F-Blade Nuke. Still not enough damage. And actually now the Kaiser, he needs to fall back with that Blade Mill active. He has another Rupture to use. Hasn't been able to find the target for it. So Nyx Assassin did end up dying. Double damage rune on Bloodseeker, by the way. He puts a Rupture up. Who did he get? It looks like that's actually on Disruptor. So not a huge deal, I guess, if you're the Dire side. And they will kill him. So killing the supporting cast around these cores. Nisha, that blade, you gotta be careful. Yules will be popped in response as well as a Spirit Siphon. And there's the heal now from the Exorcism going back in, but not as much of a threat anymore offensively. And now the Poison Nova activated. Lycan's also stopped in place. And Lycan's in trouble. Can eat the cheese. Yes, he can in time. They're gonna keep chasing though. There's another Rupture coming out. Lycan now, he's probably gonna die because of this. If anything, maybe just be the sacrificial lamb. But no, Death Prophet turns around. They want to fight this still. Lycan pops the shape. She's like, all right, bring it on. Let's go. And that forces the Radiant team to retreat. They cannot man-fight the Lycan, even with the Rupture up. In his face, it does wear off though. Now Milan's going to be found kind of skewer forward somewhat, puts the Ghost Scepter on him. It's still not enough though, and a couple of gems dropping on the ground, but Patos, he will end up falling to the poison of 3-3 right there. And this is a very extended fight at this point.
Yeah, you know, the one thing I'm seeing is that this Lycan, despite the pretty much 100% uptime of his ulti and just tons of damage, he's still getting kited. There's still Force Staffs, there's Ghost Scepters, there's high movement speed on Bloodseeker, there's stuns and whatnot. Like, he's not actually able to really get onto someone and kill them like he wants to. Maybe you go for a Basher and Abyssal Blade or something, but he just needs some way to stick onto a hero and prevent them from forcing away or doing whatever, running away from him. But he's just not able to. He's just getting kited, bottom line, too much in these fights.
6,000 gold saved up on Death Prophet, so his own heart's actually coming. Speaking of further item progress, I'm trying to think, is that really the direction to try to finish this game if you're Kinguin here? Of just getting as much life as possible on a hero like Death Prophet, just sit in the front lines and tank up all that damage, as I'm just trying to figure out what's going on here. But then what else could Death Prophet get, I guess? Maybe a Shiva's would be a different route as far as survivability goes, but that doesn't seem that necessary against the Radiant side. So, yeah, I guess actually Heart makes the most sense here for the Death Prophet. Well, what about a Refresher instead of the Heart on Death Prophet, just for the double exorcism?
I think she's gonna really, really like that extra HP just because of how strong this Blade Mail is against her. She could maybe think about getting rid of a Yules and get a... looks like she wants to get a Hex later. I think it's totally fine. That helps the problem of Lycan, too. If you're able to Hex someone down, then they obviously can't really kite effectively. So it looks like her answer is going to be Heart for the HP, and then maybe replace her Pipe or her Yules, or actually maybe even the Solar Crest with a Hex. That'll all depend, or maybe not replace, maybe just keep one in the backpack for... Oh, actually unpause here. Yules up to start things off onto Kaiser. As he does have that BKB, it's a very, very low duration, though. Maybe he can reapply the Siphon Spirit, or Spirit Siphon, rather. But no, he doesn't actually go. So there is an ultimate on the Lycan. Of course, it's pretty much always up, as he has an Arcane Rune on top of that, too.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be 100% uptime right here with that Arcane Rune. And the time that wears off, he'll be ready to use it again. And so, they find a go now. Night Stalker dead for 40. As he was picked off in that middle lane, of course, before. So, the middle tier 3. It's going to fall here. Exorcism mode, they forced Dapper forward, and they can't get the stun off, though. No Ruptures coming out either. At least just yet another Shapeshift form in the backlands as expected. He's running in now, going for the base, although he pops the BKB. He's going right for that Rupture button. Bloodseeker, the Blade Mail again is put up, and it's just enough to help keep him alive. I think we might have got Ghost Scepted as well right there. Night Stalker bought back. They kill Disruptor, and Lycan makes his way out. So does the Death Prophet. From the middle lane, the ranged Rax Mill stays alive, but of course they got the melee. Back up here, though, Milan, he actually ends up catching Nyx Assassin as he TP'd in. Another Void in 2 more seconds. Puts the Crippling Fear up. There's a Void. They should be able to run him down, maybe. Yules, here comes Lycan again. All right, ulti just wore off. It's going to be another 15 seconds before that's back up for the Lycan. He does still hit pretty hard if he can stay on them, though, but that's a big if right now. Rupture's applied. Out comes the Poison Nova. And all of a sudden, Lycan has to be careful. A nice RP onto the front. Patches pulls him right into the cleave target of the Lycan, and he takes out both Bloodseeker and Venomancer included. And no buyback on Bloodseeker right now, as J4 is also going to be caught. And an opening for Kinguin here to try to truly finish this game, as they're also going to get Night Stalker, who's dead now for 100 seconds with his dieback as well.
Bambo, he blinks in with an Echo, does very minimal damage as there's no other units next to it. And this might just be it for Bambo. He pulls him up in the air, tries to go for another second combo. Stun off the mark as Bambo is, I think, going to fall here, trying to do everything he can to get this kill onto Exotic Deer, but no, it's not going to be enough. He actually has no buyback for another 100 seconds himself. And I think that could be the beginning of the end. As there is a buyback here on J4. No wards up as he used it to get a solo kill on the Disruptor in the mid lane as that was all going on. And this could be the beginning of the end. As they're marching down, DP has an ultimate. She casts it right now. And this will be the last set of racks here for HellRaisers.
Yeah, those mega creeps coming out. I know HellRaisers doesn't want to give up, but it definitely is over at this point. In fact, let's just say absolutely now as they kill 3-3. So GG will be called, and Kinguin takes the second game, and thus forcing a third and final one. Another game of swings here back and forth, and Kinguin though worked out for the tankiness that was of the blood of the the Death Prophet and even the Lycan to an extent. I do look back at HellRaiser though, man, especially that Bloodseeker, and it felt like an awkward start with the item progression of his, and they just never really had that overall physical threat, especially in this game. They were all in on just being big time magic damage focused, and they didn't really have any of the late game carry because of it, so kind of fell apart there.
Not a fan of the Midas. I think an early Blade Mail would have been a lot more effective. He went for it, but it was just very late. It's kind of hard. You don't want to go Radiance against Nyx because it gives him a free Carapace stun, but it's such a good item on Bloodseeker. It's really hard to give up. I mean, just the added damage with Blood Rage and what have you is just so strong. So yeah, it just for whatever reason. I mean, we could just keep going into that, but the Bloodseeker pick did not work out. It wasn't getting enough done. The Earthshaker echoes were onto a lot of solo heroes. Magnus had a couple of weird RPs too, but he made some of them in the late game really count. And his skewer positionings were actually very strong. A lot of times people can get a little carried away, and they'll RP a number of heroes, and they'll just, oh, I got a skewer now. But he was waiting to skewer at the correct proper time. For instance, at the very end there, he skewered directly, not too far, not too short, but directly into a Lycan that didn't have ulti on, so he was very, very slow. But he was able to skewer him perfectly to get some extra cleave damage right on top of them. So really nicely played in the end game there by Patos.
Thus, we have a Game 2 victory for Kinguin, and again, a third and final game. Now going to be coming up. So much on the line here for these two teams. Chance to go to the land, and that is the SkinCoin WCA, as well as a portion of the prize pool, the $50,000 prize pool. Going to be guaranteed for them with a victory right here in a matchup against Empire in a best-of-5 finals. Right now, not sure who it's going to be. It's either HellRaisers or Kinguin. One more game to decide what will happen. I'm BreakyCPK, joined by Tralf once again. Tuning into the SkinCoin WCA. If you type !SkinCoin in chat, you can get information on the giveaway going on, as well as if you go to skincoin.org, you can check out the latest cryptocurrency on the esports market, trading your favorite Dota 2 and CSGO skins. Again, that's skincoin.org. All right, guys, game number 3 coming up next. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.